Hey everybody, so it's Leanne Barrable here, the Devonshire Shepherdess, coming to you on a beautiful, like really beautiful winter morning in Devon today. Hopefully it is nice and it's been a nice crisp morning for you as well, and it is also sunny. So the title of today's video is Water, Food and Clean Air. That is basically what we as human beings need to be able to survive. We don't need anything else, really. We don't need mobile phones. We don't need cars. We don't need loads and loads of money to keep us alive. So this is what I mean. We don't need them to keep us alive. But we do, however, need water, food and air, clean air. And up until very recently, me as a farmer never, ever considered that I was actually very important to not just my family, but to others around me. That I have the ability and the power to help the country, help the people around me to live healthier and to have a happier and healthier life. So in terms of water, let's take water. So it's really important that we look after soil. So you'll hear me bang on about soil. Because when we look after soil properly, we don't compact it, so we don't squish it into rock, so there's no air in it. When we allow, we don't till it, so we don't plough it up all the time, creating compaction, releasing carbon. When we plant plants that will grow deeply down into the soil so that they can release their carbon into the soil and create energy, what we're actually doing is creating a huge, spongy substance. So the soil has the ability to hold gallons or tons and tons of water. So, one of the main reasons that we don't have clean water so much now in lakes and things like that is because we don't actually have the ability to hold it anymore. So it used to just hold in farmlands before it could then run into the rivers and everything. But the farmlands, the soils have been so depleted that we can't hold that water anymore. So the water that does eventually go down our rivers, so I live on the River Tamar, so I know that in the summer water is let out of Rodeford, which is the lake near us, and it is sent down the lid, down the Tamar to Plymouth to make sure that the people in Plymouth have enough water. And it's been really interesting to see because actually the Tamar is quite a dirty river because of the amount of farms on it. And, that's us included. For the last 10 years, we haven't spread anything down by the river at all. But that hasn't necessarily meant that we've thought about the tributaries and the other water that's held in our farmland. My dad would say that we could dig anywhere and we'd find water on our farm, which we're really blessed with. But ultimately it's not in the right place. We're not able to hold it. So farmers can create or help to create cleaner water supplies. Which is really important because we can only survive without water for 3 days. We're mainly made up of water, human beings. Then the next thing that I've put on there is about food. So obviously we need to grow food, and again that comes back to looking after the soil, having good quality soil, not using man-made pesticides and herbicides and fertilizers to be able to grow food. Which is good quality and is healthy. Someone's here. Oh, there? Can you shut the door then? I'm just on a live video. So, what are you doing? Sorry.
I want to play with the puppy.
Right. So yeah, so just in terms of food, that's what we do. We produce food. So we can produce clean water and we can produce food for people of the UK and I guess people in the rest of the world as well. But I'm concentrating on the UK because I think it needs it. And then of course it comes to the air. So they are proving more and more. I'm part of a scheme that's basically measuring carbon in our soils. That's showing me, like, just on our soils, we've not done much over the years, just as they are, how much carbon we are actually sequestering, how much we're getting in and putting under the soil. And it's really interesting because it's meaning if we can improve our soils, we can really improve the quality of the air and take that carbon dioxide from the atmosphere and put it underground, which is exactly where it needs to be. It needs to be underground. So we farmers we're actually really valuable. We're really, really valuable. And I guess the reason we're not made to feel valuable is because, who knows, maybe it's because we are so valuable that everyone's scared that if they release us and allow us to be our amazing selves that we're supposed to be, you know, that is... Often you'll see that the very thing that needs to, or the very people that need to grow in the world and to do good things are the very ones that are the most oppressed and they struggle the most. And I think that's us farmers. You know, in the UK, it seems since I've been farming, it's always been very doom and gloom. It's always been like, don't come home farming because there's no money in it and there's just no point, you know. And I've heard my dad say that and others, you know, and I ignored and came home anyway. But it's really key, I think, at the moment for us to start learning that we are important as human beings. We are, as farmers, we are the ones that can create the three main things that human beings need: water, food, and clean air. And the minute we start actually thinking, hang on a minute, I am worth more. You know, we aren't necessarily going to get it from the government, okay? They aren't necessarily going to start bigging us up in a minute, saying, oh, you're amazing, you know, we need you. Because, let's face it, the whole thing with the subsidies at the moment, the food isn't on the top of the agenda, the environment is. And it's so short-sighted, especially when we're only a small island. So I just really encourage you today, if you're a farmer, or even if you're not a farmer and you're thinking that you'd like to, it's a really important job. And I think we need to come to that place where actually we start walking in the importance of who we are, because we are important. So I hope you've enjoyed this video today. If you felt that it's spoken to you in any way, then do get in contact, either comment below or send me a message, because I'd love to chat with you. I'd love to encourage you. I'm on this place where I encourage myself. You know, if nobody else wants to listen, it actually doesn't matter, because I know what I know and I believe what I believe, and I believe that a time is coming where we're going to be needed, and we're going to start thriving, which is what we need to do. So yeah, thanks very much. And don't forget, I have my website as well, so leannebarrable.com if you want to check out on there. And I'll speak soon.